Right. So second league of fixtures have been done. Table's starting to take shape now, and we're going to start by going through the fixtures, show you the updated league table, and even now start looking at the stat tables for top scorers, top passers, and top casualty dealers. Now we can see some formation. So starting with the fixtures, let's have a look at the top of the list. We've got the Hairy Fairies against the Undead Failures. A very slow game at first, but a very interesting one nevertheless. Ended 2-0 to the Undead Failures. No, 3-0. Yeah, there was a turn 16 score. My bad. There was a hat-trick by Slow Coach, the Ghoul, with no replies from the Hairy Fairies, who are still yet to score a touchdown. But, unlike the first fixture with the Hairy Fairies, where they lost on touchdowns and casualties, it was a draw on casualties at 1-1. So, at least they can punch. Kind of. But they're still yet to score and have now conceded 5 touchdowns, which is worrying. Moving on to the Warpstone Lovers against the Emperor's Eagles. Oh boy, this was painful. Not for the fans, of course, but for the humans. Nuffle absolutely ruined these guys. They didn't play bad, but by God, did the dice not play ball. They were playing something else. I think they were trying to go off golf scores and thinking low is better. But no, it was a heavy defeat for the Emperor's Eagles, but they didn't lose any important players. And now with the missing next game players from the Undead Failures game, they're coming back nice and strong, ready for the third fixture. The Roaring Rovers against Mother's Love. Very scary game for the Roaring Rovers. Mother's Love, hands down, are the strongest team in the league, having a very strong big guy in Bob, 4 bloaters, and 1 rotter that got a strength up. They are incredibly tough, but incredibly slow. It was 2-0 to the Roaring Rovers, with Best Boy scoring both touchdowns, but 4-0 in casualties to Mother's Love. Luckily, 2 of them were regenerated, and 2 of them are missed next game, but from what I've heard from the team, they're only for the zombies and unskilled ones at that, so the problems aren't there. And with the Wraith coming back from the first fixture, we should see how they play out in their third game. The Mad Cows against the Daves was the final one, the all chaos fixture, but only 1 Minotaur because 1 was missing. But by the end of the game, there was no Minotaurs because the Daves successfully, through a fell, put that Minotaur out late into the second half. The game ended in favour of the Mad Cows on touchdowns, but in favour of the Daves on casualties. It's a very solid fixture, very tightly contested, but ended in as expected. Priority to the Minotaurs. And shall we, because I know the teams have been asking me very often for the next fixtures, I think we shall show you the league table first. So as you can see, the updated league table. The Warpstone Lovers are at the top of the table, joint with the Roaring Rovers, but having a higher touchdown difference of 4-3, and also the casualty priority. We then have 4 teams jostling for 3rd through 6th, which is the Undead Failures, the Mad Cows, Mother's Love, and the Emperor's Eagles, prioritised by touchdown difference first, then casualties. So as you can see, top of the lot is Undead Failures with a touchdown difference of 2, going all the way down to the Emperor's Eagles with a touchdown difference of -2. Propping the foot of the table is the Daves and the Hairy Fairies, and considering the Hairy Fairies have yet to score, Touchdown difference goes to the Daves with -3 compared to -5. Moving on, we'll look at the stat tables. As you can see, looking at the top of the top scorers table, touchdown scored, priority goes to best boy, along with slow coach, alphabetical order, prioritised after equals on touchdowns. So, 4 touchdowns scored both, best boy and slow coach, from the Roaring Growers and the Undead Failures, followed by Neek's Sons, with 3 from the Warpstone Lovers. Jostling for 4th place, we've got Hermes, Swimwear, Tenderloin and Sace Creep, all on 2. And propping up the foot of this stat table, we have Chuck, David Bowie, Scrub Blitzer 2 and Trip Hazard all on 1. Looking at the passers, as you can see, this league is not for passing. We only have 5 who have made a completion in the league, 2 of which come from Long Bomber of the Emperor's Eagles, followed by 1 from Good Boy, Sirloin, Trip Hazard and Saze Bowl, all from different teams. This table, though, the Casualty Table, is the most interesting. There are 20 inclusions on this table. Starting at the top, there are 4 that have made more than 1 casualty, which is Blaine, Bob, Cerberus and Hades, 3 of which are from Mother's Love, so they are a very, very deadly team to come up against. But the Daves, holding their own despite being at the bottom of the table. Then, we have inclusions from Beckham, Best Boy, Bowie, Brisket, Furnace Operator, Hephaestus, Musa, Nish Times, Ninesaw, Pharaoh, Quick Sack, Razkree, Roxy, Scrub Blitzer, Shank, Tenderloin, Trip Hazard and Tull Scuttle. From a myriad of teams going all the way down. Again, we prioritise from alphabetical order if touchdowns, casualties, passes are the same. Should we put you out your misery? The third round of fixtures for the T-GOW Bloodbowl League are as follows. The Undead Failures against the Warpstone Lovers. Adam and Carl, you two are going to be duking it out. Undead against Skaven. The Hairy Fairies against the Roaring Rovers. Tom, you've got me, boy. It's going to be a very, very tough game. The next game is the Emperor's Eagles against the Mad Cows. Stuart against Lewis. Humans and Chaos. And going back to the other fixture, that's Dwarfs against Necromantics. Which, for those that have been keeping track, will mean Mother's Love. You are taking on the Daves. Sam and Liam. That is going to be a very tough team. And I know everyone is trying to avoid Mother's Love as much as possible. But Liam, you're on the chopping block this week, boy. It's going to be Nurgle against Chaos. The question is, it's not who will win. Will Liam survive? That is the question. I will keep you guys updated, and when all the fixtures are played, priority will be made on making this video for round 3 roundup and the round 4 fixtures. Also update, the physical trophies are on the way. The guy who I'm having make them, as I own the files for the trophies for the T-GOW League, he's been toying with the settings and getting it used and nice and ready. He's in the process of going to be starting to make them, and I will make sure to show them on here when we've got them in hand. There is going to be, remember, there is ones for league winner, top scorer, top passer, top casualty dealer, and the all-famous wooden spoon. So let's go, guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks.